I will never forget the day that I sat in the food stamps office and the lady sat across the desk from me and she said, "Okay, we got all your paperwork in order and you qualify." And I cried, and she gave me a card that was an immediate food stamps amount. I don't remember how much it was. And then she said, "Your regular food stamps card will come in the mail and that will be automatically reloaded with your monthly amount." Mind you, this was like my third or fourth visit to the food stamps office where you have to go and sit and wait. And I had to go and sit and wait with kids because I have 6 kids. And I would look over all the paperwork requirements and try so hard to make sure that I got all of the documentation that they needed for everything and bank statements. And I didn't know, like our bank, my husband handled all the bank stuff. And so I had to go find that and print out. Did our printer work? No. Get printed bank statements and get proof of residency. Electricity bill, I mean, I didn't know what was our electric company. Where's our electricity bill? I don't know. Some of it's only like digital. They don't send bills for everything now because they, paperless push. Then I had to provide proof of my own, like who I was, my driver's license, and all of my kids. And obviously kids don't have driver's licenses or anything. So we had passports because we had lived overseas. So I think that we had passports, but I may have had to also bring birth certificates. I can't remember. It was so much documentation. And then I had to provide proof of my husband's income. And do you know how hard that is to do when you're self-employed? And he was self-employed and he was a contractor and he was doing all these little jobs. So also he would make a certain amount of money on a job, but his business expenses were so high because he barely charged enough to cover the labor part of what he did, but he had to buy all the supplies out of pocket. So it looked like we were making more than we were. So then I had to provide receipts from Home Depot showing all the things that he was buying as a contractor. And for anyone saying he should have worked harder, that man worked from dawn until dusk. We've had issues in our marriage, but he has always worked his ass off to provide for us as a family. And why did we have no savings and debt? Because we were missionaries overseas for 10 years. And he was the pastor of a church plant, so I was a pastor's wife. Yeah, we did everything right. When I say that I was a trad wife, like I mean that. And I was busy having babies. I had 6 babies, one about every 2 years. I was pregnant and
I don't understand this. Listen, I don't care if you're conservative. I don't care if you're liberal. I don't care if you want to be traditional or if you want to be working outside of the home. Why do y'all have a bunch of kids that you can't afford? That is the weirdest thing. Like, I know I can't afford it. We struggling and I don't even have a job, but I want to have a bunch of kids and then get on government assistance. That's weird to me.